almost got my coffee done.
Almost?
Yep.
Can I make mine before we start?
Absolutely.
Cool. And you said you go with Sunrise Blend is your favorite?
That is my favorite for the morning.
Is that one the fully loaded caffeine one, or?
No, that's the bold roast. I have a very good coffee walk for you to be here today. Lots of stuff to learn. You learned a ton about CJs already. You know pretty much everything about JKs.
I wouldn't say everything, but enough.
You know a lot about JKs and you know a lot about JLs, but we're going to hit on the YJ Wrangler and show you the reveal of the CJ10 and the influences of the CJ10 on the YJ.
Awesome.
You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay.
The top is very clean this evening.
It looks good?
Yeah, it does.
So boom, there's our CJ10. These were made from 81 to 86. This particular model is an 85, and there were 2,015 of them. They were basically built for the military. They used them as what was called a tug. That's why they had these huge pintle hooks in the front and the back, and they used them to pull aircraft around. What are you doing?
Is this called a CJ10 because it has a 10 slot grill? Because I know these have 7. The YJs have 7, and this has 10.
Genius. That's actually correct.
Oh my God.
Did you guys know that?
Oh,
CJ10, 10 slots in the grill. As you know, all other CJs, including the early ones, 7 slots, even all the way up through CJ, YJ, TJ, JK, JL, they're all 7 slots. And that's what Jeep has trademarked, is a 7-slot grill. That's a 10. Well, there you go.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, very cool. So we converted this from the 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive. Those of you out there, the transfer case in this, we actually took it out and took it apart. There was no, it's low gear only. There was no other planetary gears for high, so that's why I only go 26 miles an hour. So this is meant to go slow, just pull the stuff around. So we used axles out of the Wagoneers front and rear, so it is now a true 4-wheel drive. The bed on the back is a TJ bed,
So cool.
TJ roll bar. These flares obviously are TJ. Now the flares on the front, there are no flares available for these CJ10s. It had some on it, but they were too narrow and they were kind of old. So what we did, we took a pair of TJ front flares.
The ultimate custom set of flares. Watching
Pretty
you guys
much.
do it last week.
Yeah, did you see that? So they're done. They look great. And also, instead of doing the whole thing in just green, which is this olive drab, I wanted to set it off and make it look like a scrambler more.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So we did everything in black. Hardtop's done in black. And to really give it the 85 look, we put an 85 tailgate on it.
I think it looks like a true Tonka truck.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah, it's really cool. And the height of it is impressive, and it's noticeable that it's not a scrambler.
Yeah, it's
It kind of
different.
makes you think for a second. You'll look at it, and you'll want to read a description, and I don't know, it catches your eye.
So 4-inch suspension lift, 33-inch tires. Sits just right. Look at the tires fit the wheel wells almost perfect. Killer.
That's like your signature, your pet peeve.
Yeah, I want it
When
to.
the wheels stick out too far, he notices it.
And I want the Jeeps.
automatically.
I want the Jeeps to be level. I want the height in the front and the back to be the same. So we went ahead and went with new door panels. We added a dash pad because none of the 10s had that because it was just military. It did have a gauge cluster surround, but it wasn't in real good shape, so we went ahead and did the new gauge cluster surround. And these all come from the factory with 60/40 seats. Now hold this, I want to show you something. What I wanted in this is, and this is actually a rare option on the later CJs, is a
What
flip.
are 60/40 seats?
It's 60 inches wide on one side, 40 inches wide on the other. It looks like a bench seat. Covers the whole thing. So I put up flip-up seat brackets on both sides.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, so you can put stuff in and out. So both sides got flip-up seat brackets. Fortunately, we have every single one of these parts in stock. Now we did go ahead with a pair of Black Mountain seats and Black Mountain seat belts.
They fit perfect.
Perfect. So these fit 76 all the way to 95. I think it turned out fantastic. Interior looks great. Now these also had, which is really unusual, they had this rubber mat. And this was CJ10 only.
Yeah.
And had this diamond plate here. So the guys from the military loosed it and rub a hole in the bottom.
Oh, that's cool.
That's our special plaque right there. So this Jeep was made by Collins Brothers.
I love how they do that.
And then the chassis has been steam cleaned, pour 15. Under the hood's been cleaned. It's not 100% detailed, but it's nice. Of course, we put all the decals on it. Now, for those of you out there in the VINs of the CJs, you can figure out what the Jeep came from the factory with 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder V8, and which transmission. But if you ever,
Coding the VIN?
yeah, if you don't know all the codes on the VINs and you're looking at one, say it's in a wreck yard or a garage or whatever, it's got an automatic, you want to know if it was a factory automatic or not, they'll have this yellow sticker right here. Only the automatics have that. So we put the hood insulation, nice clean rig, I think it turned out great. Now, check this out.
Do you want your coffee back?
Yeah, I want my coffee back. How much influence do you think the CJ10 had on the Wrangler?
Well, just by looking at it, square headlights.
Huge.
Huge.
So everybody thinks the square headlight Jeep started in 87. They didn't. They started in 81. And look at the influence on the Wrangler Renegade. Tell me they didn't get that from the CJ10.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Now, the Wrangler Renegade was made from 91 to 93. It was the most expensive of the line for the YJs. Killer Jeep. It's got these big fiberglass flares.
Is that a short run?
It was a short run, yeah, 91 to 93. And we had one of these new back in the day. We bought one. We had one in 91. Cool. It was white, red interior. One of my favorite Jeeps. These aren't the right wheels. Now, I'm looking for one of these for my collection. If you know where one of these is, with less than 20,000 actual miles in stellar shape, hit us up at social@cbjeep.com. And now, this is one I'm absolutely most excited to show you.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Okay, these two YJs right here are prototypes, and this one was built for none other than Mr. Carroll Shelby, and this was built for his wife, Chloe Shelby. So check this out. This is a 1993 Sahara with tons of special options, but I want you to read that serial number, the last 6.
00002.
Serial number 2.
Serial number 2.
So this is a loaded Sahara, beautiful condition. Now it's got some rare options on it that you rarely see. And some of these may even be prototype, but check this out. Obviously you got your fog lights in the front, which all the Saharas had. You got your tow hooks. This right here is an ABS module. So this Jeep has got ABS brakes, power steering, power brakes, AC. Now, all the CJs from 76 to 86, if you got one with an automatic, it was special order. They were still special order in the YJs for the 87 to 95s. And of course, it's got an automatic, hard top, rear window defrost. And this interior right here, this green, which I think is awesome,
Yeah, it's really cool how it all flows.
was only in the Sahara. So you see the AC unit is still underdash like the CJ was. Leather wrapped steering wheel. Just stunning condition. This is still in Carroll Shelby's name from from their place out in Gardena, California. Now, this was built for Chloe Shelby for his wife. Go look at the serial number on that.
Serial number 11. So he won, but this is still pretty rare.
Yeah, I believe that this is the first export Jeep for the year for 93. This was supposed to be exported to one of their homes in Europe. She loved it. It never left. It also stayed in Gardena with this Jeep. Look at the miles on this. So it's got 32,000,
360.
but it's in kilometers.
Oh, wow.
So that's roughly 25,000 miles. This Jeep's also really nicely optioned. Power steering, power brakes, and ABS brakes. And this is also an incredibly rare package called the Limited. The Limited was usually just on the XJ Cherokee. So you can see on the side, see these decals that say Limited? But what really sets it off, and are these wheels.
Yeah, the wheels are really cool.
Yeah, but that was XJ Cherokee, but this is a Limited YJ. Cloth seats, leather wrapped steering wheel, and just incredible condition. Now this is a 5-speed, and Carroll's was an automatic. But if you look at this in the export Jeeps, all the lights are different. Did you notice that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All the lights are different in the back. And you've even got your Euro license plate holder. And this bracket right here was for export because when they drove these on the ships, they needed a quick way to tie them down. They drove them down there, lashed it here, and in the front, boom, and off it went.
Wow.
But this one never went to Europe. So
We're lucky on that.
I agree. So the CJ10, you can see all the influence it had on the YJs, which is amazing. Mm-hmm. So that was the first square headlight Jeep. And 2 of the best YJ finds I've seen in a long time. We have been asked many times what future collectibles in the Jeep market to look for. Well, in my opinion, the YJs are already there. They're already 25 years old. Most of them were ridden hard and put up wet. In 91, they came out with a 4-liter, which these all have, and they're multi-port fuel injected, and people drove them and put a ton of miles on
Yeah,
them.
we're already having people come into the shop and do full show quality restorations on YJs.
Yeah, we've actually,
They're incredible.
We've done 3 in the last 18 months. I'm talking full nut and bolt on YJs. And there is a lot of support coming in now in the aftermarket because we're helping a lot of companies at test fitting for door panels, dash pads, seat covers, things that weren't available for the YJs. So watch the YJs. And if you know of a super low mileage one, I'd love to hear about it. social@cbjeep.com. What do you think about that?
I think it was a really fun coffee walk. And also, if you don't know much about Carroll Shelby, I know today is the premiere of the Ford versus Ferrari movie, which is supposed to be really cool, and the reviews are great, so you should go watch it and learn a little bit more about it.
So there you go.
Yeah.
You guys go fast, have fun, watch, like, tag, share, follow.
All right, yeah, total dad. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.